Okay, so I want to talk to you about the cast parts that come with the Purge Trooper helmet on basically how to assemble it and where they go. One thing I do want to point out is an option right in the middle here. You can create an oval hole to give you a little bit more breathing room inside the helmet. That's an option. That's something I did to the inside of my helmet. See if you can get that to, you see that little bit of that slot right here? So that's what I did to mine to give me a little bit more airflow. And then on the back of this piece, there's this little kind of half round area. That's what you want to Dremel out and sand this down so it's nice and flat from the casting, as well as the piece with the fins. You want to sand this down also so it's nice and flat. This piece is going to end up gluing onto here, and you want to make sure it's even all the way around on each side. And then the tricky part is this piece. Again, you're going to want to sand the back of this, make sure it's nice and smooth, is this is going to line up on the back side. So not on the front side anywhere funny, but on the back side. So that lines up like that when it glues together. Okay, and then what I recommend is making sure that this back area here stays nice and clean of raw material, as well as this area here. So if you're going to paint this black, make sure to put like a little bit of tape right here, as well as right here. That way, when you glue on, you're bonding plastic to plastic rather than paint to paint, so it'll stick. And then again, when you paint this, I would leave a little tape mark right there and a little one right down here, because that's where this is going to glue on. And what I like to use is the Zap-A-Gap CA glue, okay, and then the kicker. Now, since you're going to be putting this on after it's painted, what I recommend is you spray this onto a Q-tip, you put the Q-tip near it, and you just blow. The fumes from this will activate the glue and keep it in place. So that's kind of my recommendation on how to put the mouthpiece together. You could also back it up underneath and back it up with a little bit more CA glue right underneath there. I think you can see that. So just a little bit more CA glue right there to reinforce it. The tricky part is this piece really only attaches there and up by the nose, so it doesn't give a lot of room to affix it. With the aerators on your kit, you should be able to see that there is a circle that isn't quite as shiny as the rest. That is indicating on where those need to go. Now I realize once you paint it, that's going to be really hard to find that again. So you can use a piece of tracing paper, trace that out, kind of mark where that circle is, find your center point so you know where those need to go, or take a picture and try to eyeball it and remember it. So on the aerators, they are at a different angle. So one side angles out more, one side's a little bit more flat. So the flat side is what's going to be towards the front of the helmet. The angled side is what's going to be towards the back of the helmet. So keep that in mind when you want to put these in place. Also, again, sand this, so make sure it's going to get a good bond. And I would recommend putting a piece of tape there as well, so that when you paint it and you paint these, you are again going to use the CA glue and bond that in place to get a good bond, basically. And so that's pretty much the idea. I'm putting these cast pieces on. Like I said, I recommend the CA glue. It's a really strong glue. I recommend you wear gloves when you use that. And this is what it should look like when it's all done. Give you an idea how everything glues in, how it aligns. All right, and that would be how to attach the Purge Trooper detailed pieces onto the Purge Trooper helmet.